Hello and welcome to Internet Culture. I am Mark Tasman. This video corresponds with Chapter 4 from the book Internet Culture. One of the great innovations of language as a technology or writing as a technology was to make the written word portable. Think about it. In the beginning, when we were writing on sand and we could see it. And then we wrote on stone and we could carry that. But it was heavy and we were limited to the amount of words or ideas or concepts that we could fit on one rock. The Shang dynasty in ancient China began to write on turtle shells and eventually on other portable pieces of technology like bamboo and then early paper, which made transmitting, transporting ideas. That means you could get many, many more ideas onto a single piece of writing media. Think about the difference. Like if I asked you to submit essays written on cinder blocks and carry them over to my office versus writing on a piece of paper or writing using an electronic composition tool. Cantoni and Tardini have a really compelling way of measuring or presenting a taxonomy of the technologies of the written word. They have 4 questions or 4 criteria that help us to understand how important this technology is and what its capabilities and limitations are. How able is the technology to fix reality outside of living thought and oral communication? What actions are required to produce and preserve the communication? Who has access to these skills? How does one move or transmit these artifacts? How are the senders and receivers connected? And what are the necessary conditions for retrieval and access to the information in these artifacts? And this is a very heavy question, storage and retrieval. When we identify something as important and we want to remember it, how can we be sure that it will make it to our intended recipient, whether that person is living now in another place or that person is living sometime in the future? An interesting problem that Jeff Rothenberg noticed in 1999 was that digital information lasts forever or 5 minutes, whichever comes first. Of course, that isn't exactly true, but it's a good aphorism for understanding the capabilities and limitations of digital information as a communication technology. Stuart Brand contends that the digital age, the age in which we are now living, is an age of rapid information loss. We are creating all kinds of information, new information, but we are not thinking about how we will be able to access it. It's illustrated every time we switch or change, when we go from the floppy disk to the compact disk to the flash drive. What happens to all of the information that's on that old media? How do we gain access to that? Brand is thinking about this question: how do we communicate to future generations if we need to tell them that this is a toxic waste site or this is radioactive and you shouldn't grow crops here for 10,000 years? And the problem is that we don't know what language humans in 10,000 years or any other intelligent life forms will be able to speak or understand in 10,000 years. One basic tool that Brand thinks that we need is a clock that will be able to keep time, that it will be run on sustainable energy, that will be able to last 10,000 years into the future.
What? 10,000-year clock? Why?
It's called the clock of long now.
In trying to design a 10,000-year clock, we're invested in generational thinking and hoping to kind of answer the question, are we being good ancestors?
There is a problem of people not believing in the future. A long-term clock challenges those short-term civilizational stories.
Remember what culture is? The integrated pattern of human knowledge, belief, and behavior that depends upon the capacity for learning and transmitting knowledge to succeeding generations. What kinds of artifacts are you concerned about saving, either for your future self or for future generations? What are you doing to be a more responsible ancestor? Tell me about it. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, I will see you on the internet.